Up next at 8 a.m., World-Changing Companies with Isaiah Quo.
Hello and welcome to World-Changing Organizations and Companies, the series where we talk about organizations and companies that are changing the world. And we're very pleased to say that James Dyson is joining us today with his revolutionary products, including his very innovative cyclonic vacuum. James, could you tell us a little bit about yourself here? As Isaiah said, I am James Dyson and I'm famous for creating the first cyclonic vacuum. To start off, one interesting fact was that I was born in 1947, which made me a wartime child. My older sister Alexandra and my older brother Tom were also wartime children. The first person to teach me how to create my own things was my dad. He taught me to make lead toys, right? It was very fun. He would just melt things and put it into molds. Sadly though, he would die of cancer quite young. And before that, he was a cadet at my local school, which was very cool. And my mom was also a teacher at one of the schools. And another thing was that I originally failed with my first company, Dyson. The products were great, but the main factor that would shut down the company was its managing. A lot of the investors have too much power over the company, which led them to overtake all control of the company, which eventually just made me being kicked out. Now, once I got kicked out, I had no income and I had no one to tell me what to do, so I set out for my dream.
When I started my dream, which was the cyclonic vacuum, I originally still owned the Boulder company. Now, what the first idea of using a cyclone in a vacuum for me was after I was vacuuming, and I found out that when I cut open the bag, the vacuum bin, to empty out the dust tip because I want to reuse it, there wasn't much dust in there. So I taped it back up and used it again. But I found out that it still had a high-pitched noise, just like if there was a lot of dust in there. So I opened it again and found out that it wasn't that there's dust in there. It was that the dust was in the air filters.
Now, how did you start prototyping your first cyclonic vacuum?
I used a cardboard cyclone on where the bag would be, on the vacuum bag, and that would collect the dust, the hair, anything that the vacuum could soak up. Now, it worked when I pushed it around and stuff. I found out that it collected many of the big dust clumps, the hair, everything that a vacuum bag could, but without clogging the vacuum or without stuffing the vacuum. So this was a great factor with the cyclones in my vacuum.
And how long exactly did it take for you to make your first fully working cyclonic vacuum? Well, prototyping the vacuum took around 5 years and 5,127 prototypes to get a working vacuum. Most of the patience that I got was from my wife's encouragement, which kept me going, and I learned that failure isn't always bad when developing new technology. And as I put it, failure is the best medicine as long as you learn something. Okay, now let's move on to your other products. The first question is, how do you know what to invent? Well, at Dyson, we don't exactly know what we're gonna do next, but it's really mostly at Dyson that it's the things that we use every day in our lives that could be harmful to us or are sometimes annoying to use.
I see that you're a team of engineers and you have an impressive design philosophy. Now, can you tell us why should you buy a Dyson product? What are the advantages?
This is a great question, and it's actually one of our main selling points, having our customers understand why they should buy our products over other companies, or the reasons why. So actually, let's go over the reasons why you should buy a Dyson. Firstly, at Dyson, our products are unique. It's not the same as everything on the market, or it could be, but used in a different way. So secondly, our products are durable. We do a bunch of drop tests on our products from unimaginable height to see if our products withstand the constant forces that we do on our products every single day. Thirdly, we do our research. At Dyson, we don't just run a few tests and call it a day. We obsess over every single aspect of that product. And for us, good enough is not enough. And in the past, we learned the hard way to do our research. We researched about every single thing, from what heat does to your hair and how airflow affects the performance of our vacuums, or filtering the tiniest particles of dust. All of these factors amount for a great product, including our vacuums. Thank you, James Dyson, for joining us today. Of course, if you would like to learn more about him, he does have a book. It's called Invention, A Life of Learning Through Failure. He wrote it himself. And that's all we have for you today. Thank you.